How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel, and I am so in love with this Multiverse Harley Quinn action figure. Seriously, this is the perfect Harley that's not in the clown jester suit. I think that she looks exactly like she looks in the comics, and I'm really excited for her. I hope that when we pop her out of the package, she's just as cool when you take her out and not a big fat smelly disappointment. She comes with her hammer, mother box, bang, a gun, and some little pom-poms to put around her shoes, but we're going to have a closer look. The packaging here is that Multiverse blue packaging. The new stuff, which I'd like way better than the old red stuff. You got a picture of Harley's face looking all cheeky on the side. And on the back, we've got other figures in the wave here. I also have the spoiler to review as well. This hasn't shown up from Walmart store yet. I don't think that anyone's gotten theirs, but darn, this is such a good wave. Come on, no one can deny how epic and awesome this wave is if you're a DC fan. This head right here, which comes with a spoiler, is actually an alternate head because you can get a not so dark side-ish looking head. But anyway, let's open her up and see if she is just as epic when we take her out of the package as she looks right now, stuck in her little prison of cardboard and plastic. Slice, dice, cut them till they bleed. Okay, we're just gonna carefully pull her out, trying not to destroy the packaging this time. Oh, the mother box fell out. That's really tiny. All right, and here's what you get. Not a bad looking display of all the accessories you get with this figure. Considering multiverse figures quite often don't come with like any accessories, this is quite a lot. Let's have a closer look. So for starters, you get Harley's big pow mallet for clobbering guys upside of the head, making their eyeballs pop out, and you'll notice that the word pow on it actually has a striking resemblance to the '66 Batman TV show. She also comes with the mother box, which clearly goes to Lex Luthor, a little handgun pistol with bang that goes in the end, and the red and the black pom-poms that go around the ankles of her shoes. So yeah, this is actually a pretty decent amount of accessories to come with an action figure that costs $18.99 in the States and probably $10 more in Canada. So having a closer look at this Harley, we can tell that they really tried to make her look as much as they could contemporary to the comic books, with the red and black Converse shoes, the knee-high stockings with the diamonds on them, and then you've got that red and black pair of hot pants with the belt up top, and then her black and red bustier and her leather jacket. I really think they did a great job of making this figure look like she jumped right out of the current contemporary comic books. All of those design elements are right there, and personally I wouldn't change anything about her clothing details at all. And I think this is an excellent representation of what the multiverse action figure line can be. I mean, yes, being honest, there are some places where there is paint slop, be it on the shoelaces on her little Converse, or possibly where her hot pants meet up with the color of her legs. But overall, for a mass-produced Mattel figure, which does not have a great track record as of late, I think that she's an excellent representation of what Mattel can put forward for its fans on a mass-produced level. Looking at her face, I think they've done a pretty good job of capturing her overall look, and I'm happy with the paint job on the lips and the eyes, and you got the blue and the pink eyeshadow over her eyes, which looks good as well. The hair looks good enough for me as well. There are some areas where the hair is kind of thick as far as the casting goes, which kind of makes her hair look more like it's blobs of paint rather than hair, but again, it's a mass-produced figure, so I'm not going to be that picky about it. I think overall, Mattel, again, has done a good job with this action figure so far. Now for Harley's articulation, the big question is her head on a regular ball joint or a hinged ball joint, as they've been doing with the multiverse figures as of late? And I think that this would just be a regular ball joint. There's not a whole lot of movement. The hair doesn't really get in the way. Like, it does go round and round pretty well. And I think that oh, look at that. Even her little pigtails are articulated. You can have her in jumping poses and have her pigtails kind of flapping in the wind and stuff. That's a neat little additive right there. Then her shoulders are on swivel hinges, the classic multiverse swivel hinge, which you've come to expect. So you know what that's going to do. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go all around. Then you've got her elbows, which are on single hinges. So you know, you're only going to get single hinge kind of articulation there, but they're also rotatey, so they're rotating single hinges. Then the wrists, they just rotate around in a circle like that. Nothing special. Then for her body, she has the articulation here in the torso rather than down here as an ab crunch. And, you know, it moves, it does its thing. I mean, not a lot of side to side. It's got a certain amount of forward and backward. I'm happy with it. Then the waist, absolutely no articulation until we get down here to the groin. And she has that multiverse hinge swivel groin. And that's it. No ball hinges, just a hinge swivel. Feet go up like that. and they go back, but her buns get in the way. Then she has right here a swivel as a thigh cut, round and round it goes, double jointed knees, and that's about what you get for the knees. They can't crunch up too much, but they definitely crunch up more than a regular old DC Universe Classics. And then they have the ankles. Ooh, that's a paint slop I missed before. That's a big one. Wow, I'm gonna have to cover that one up. Okay, let's just use the red shoe because it's officially more pretty than the black one now. And the big question amongst Multiverse fans is, what is the ankle articulation like? And I can tell you that you've got your ankle up and down hinge, but then you've also got a rocker. So there's a lot of articulation there, and that's going to make a lot of people really, really happy because, believe it or not, there really is a crowd of people that say, what? The figure doesn't have ankle rockers? Well, then it's crap. So for our first comparison, I brought in the Batman Mission Line wrist cankled Harley Quinn because this is the one that a lot of people were wondering about. What exactly is the size difference between the two? Now, when we compare these two side by side, you'll notice there's some pretty glaring differences between the Kid Play version from the Missions line and the Multiverse version. For one, the Multiverse version has shoes and hot pants, while the Kid Play has boots and regular pants. The Kid Play version actually has a sculpted on bustier for the lower half, while the Multiverse, it's just painted. Night Missions Harley Quinn has better articulated wrists, albeit their wrist cankles, yuck. Another big difference between these two is the color scheme. The Night Missions Harley is so much more brighter and more pronounced, which is what you want if it's going to be marketed towards children, and nowhere is this more evident than with the red and with the white of her skin. Wow, that's white. While the Multiverse version, it's actually a whole lot more muted as far as the red and the skin color goes. The face paint for the Night Missions version is a whole lot more sloppy than the Multiverse version, but they do share the same hair, and that's evident by the fact that, just look at it, it's exactly the same, only the Night Missions version is much smaller. And now, here alongside the second version of the New 52 Harley Quinn, and then also the Bombshells version of Harley Quinn. And she's actually more in scale with the figures that are made by DC Collectibles and not by Mattel Multiverse. This isn't a good sign. And here I have her next to the Jester Suit Harley from Batman Arkham Knight, and then on the left we have her next to the very first version of Harley Quinn from the New 52 action figure line. She's a little bit shorter than these two, so that restores a little bit of hope, but she still seems just a little bit big compared to the rest of the multiverse. And just for good measure, here she is next to two more Harleys. The left we have the Icons, and on the right we have the DC Universe Classics. And I would figure a Harley Quinn that is going to be in line with the multiverse would be just a little bit bigger and girthier than a DC Universe Classics, because the multiverse figures are actually bigger than DC Universe Classics just by a smidgen. Whether it's too big of a smidgen remains to be seen until now. And then here she is now between Batman, Batwoman, and Batgirl. And I can tell you, at least for my tastes, I do wish that she was just a little bit smaller, less girthy, and a little bit less tall. She doesn't look bad with them. I just think they made her a little bit too big. But that's just my opinion. You'll have to decide for yourself when you get her in hand. So now that we've had a look at pretty much everything, the packaging, the accessories, the sculpt, the articulation, the paint apps, I think the overall value for this figure is pretty darn good. I mean, true, there are a few things that I would change about her if I could. Like, the hair does seem a little bit blobby at the end. Not a no-buy for me, but definitely something that I could nitpick about. And also, yes, I do feel like she is just a little bit too big. But other than that, I think she's great. And if you can find her in stores, then she should be hitting shelves right about now. Honestly, I'd grab her up while you still can. But with that, I think I'm done. So leave any comments you have down below in the comment section. I have an Instagram, you can follow that if you like. I have a P.O. box, you can send me a letter or a postcard or a hand-drawn picture if you'd like to. If you'd like to leave a like on the video so I know I'm doing something right, that would be pretty rad too. And finally, if you think you'd like to become a super friend and join us here at the DC Squad, hit the subscribe button, perhaps think of dinging the bell so that you get notified of new videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome day, super friends. Take care.